Welcome into the Iowa Western Gaming Center. I'm Aaron Hlavaty, and today's matchup will feature the Iowa Western Reavers and the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. As we are underway here for this Rocket League matchup, as Iowa ball still up in the air, waiting to see what happens with it. Coming back down, coming across the goal. Goalie missed it. Still loose ball, as there's a collision there, coming down the side. Iowa Western in control of it now as the ball hits up off the wall. Coming back down with it to the side. Iowa Western 2-0 on this Rocket League season, 7-5 overall esport record. As Rasbo knocks it up close to the goal. Ooh, nice save there. As the Bobcats bring it down up near midfield, loose ball. Ball floating around. As Bevelin knocks it up towards the Bryant side. This shot on goal. Oh, off the crossbar. As the Bobcats bringing it back down the field. Good rotation there by Iowa Western. There's a shot. Oh, Juicy Duck 2.0 scored for the Bobcats.
Yeah, that's just something you don't want to see from Iowa Western defense there. They had a little bit of miscues. They were bumping into each other, things like that. And Bobcats able to take advantage and score right there.
As Bobcats bring it back down into Iowa Western zone. Ball's up and scores. 2-0 deficit lead for the Bobcats now over the Reavers.
With a quick score there, you can see the ball just gets out of reach of Rasbo.
Oh my god. Quick score there. The ball just gets out of reach of Rasbo, and he's not able to jump that high to get it.
Bryant and Stratton 2-0 on this year. Both their wins coming against Dansville. As ball up near midfield, up high, bringing it down low, up back towards the center, back to Bobcat territory. There's a shot, just missed it. As bring it down, good save there by Rasbo, knocks that ball to the corner. Going across, nobody at home for that goal attempt as they're bringing it back down the side. Coming down into opponent's territory is Rasbo. Knocked back to the corner. Ball knocked back towards midfield. That's
Iowa
good
Western,
rotation. Go on, Damien.
Iowa Western really trying here to get something going. We've seen them score lots of points in a short amount of time in previous matches. It really starts after they get that first goal, then they really get started. So I think once they get that first goal, we'll see them like flip a switch. As
Just
it
like
happens,
that, Bevelin with the score there, cutting that lead in half.
Yep, Bevelin's able to punch it in right there for the Reavers, right between two defenders. Now let's see if what I was saying can happen. As I was saying in previous games, they score and they just don't stop. So I'm interested to see if that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that game against Finger Lakes, where all those games were super close, but once you get that kickstart with the offense, it really clicks for this Iowa Western team.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
As ball gets knocked to the corner, going across the middle, nobody's home. Knocked back to the corner. There's Rasbo going up for a shot, can't quite get it. As Bryant Stratton bringing the ball down the field.
Trying to take advantage. Great save by
save there.
Bevelins. Yep.
Ball still floating around that midfield area.
Here's a nice 2-on-1.
Couldn't quite get that cross. As bringing it down is Bryant Stratton. Taking it in and slams it home as Juicy Duck 2.0. That's his second score of the game.
Yeah, he just slams it down. Basketball style right on Rasbo and Cadester. Iowa Western, typically a good team on defense. Maybe just a bad game here so far, but they're still not out of it.
No. not with a minute 40 left. So see what Iowa Western can do here down this final minute of this first game. As Baveland can't quite get there. Ball in the corner. Knocked back to the corner by Bevlin, trying to get that crossing attempt off the top of the board. Can't quite, nothing quite home yet. There's a shot in collision, nothing going. As they'll bring it back down is the Bobcats of Bryant Stratton. There's a save.
Nice save there by Bevelands. We've seen a couple saves from Bevelands.
Ball got.
Been able to keep it in, and there's a
There's
score.
a shot. There's a score.
Rasbo, probably the most explosive scorer on the team. He's going to keep Iowa Western in this. We've seen Rasbo score lots of goals the last 2 games. Beveland's also scored a lot. But that's kind of their role. His role is to produce lots of goals.
Yeah, he got that bounce off the corner and just put it in the back of the net. 1 minute left here. As Bryant Stratton keeping possession of it, knocks the ball up past midfield as Rasbo looks like to get possession of it in the corner, trying to work that down the wall. Nothing going there, staying in the corner.
Beveland's trying his hardest there to get it out of that corner.
Yeah, he is. Rasbo bringing it down past midfield. 30 seconds left. Just going for that high ball screen, can't quite get it. Ball knocked up in the air, going off the boards. Is Rasbo, nothing quite there. Open net. Defending it is the Bobcats.
Now, Aaron, I know you're pretty new to the game. So once the timer gets to 0 seconds, the game won't end until the ball touches the ground. So this could stay in the air for quite a while before the game ends, but we'll see.
Okay. Bevlin keeping it up in the air. Ball stays up. Oh!
Just so close.
Just missed that attempt at the end.
We'll be right back for the next game.
Welcome back to game number 2 here of Rocket League between Iowa Western and Bryant Stratton. Bryant Stratton won the first game, best of 5 series here. 5 minutes to start off game 2. Rasbo gets it, knocks it down to BNS territory.
Reavers trying to start something early here. They took a couple of minutes that first game to get their first score.
Trying to get on the board quicker this time.
Yep. It might have hurt them in the long run there as they only lost by 1 that last game.
Iowa Western used to playing really close games. We saw it last week with Finger Lakes. As Beveland, with a nice save, bringing that ball down the field.
Yeah, like you were saying last week, a lot of close games. I don't think the Reavers are scared of the pressure. I think they really embrace it and like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's always fun being in those close games.
Yeah, they're accepting the challenge.
As there's a collision as the ball goes high up in the air. Rasbo can't quite come down with it as the Bobcats do. Oh, there's a cross. There's another cross. Ooh, just off the far end. Ball down in the corner of Bobcat territory, looking to clear it. They can't, and they're going to get a fast break opportunity, and they're just going to tap. Oh, almost saved it, but not quite.
That's a big defensive breakdown. You don't see that a lot from Iowa Western. Cadester there misses. Everyone there had a shot and missed.
Rasbo missed it a few times,
Rasbo
but
missed. Cadester, really the defensive anchor for Iowa Western. He does not miss that ball a lot of times.
Rasbo going after it in the midfield. Can't quite get it into Iowa Western territory. As that one goes high off the post. Another shot, and there's a goal. Juicy Duck 2.0. Another goal. He had 2 the first game.
Yeah, so far here, they've been able to score in little bursts. Last game they scored 2 of their 3 goals in the bursts just like this. So hopefully Iowa Western can do something similar to tie this back up.
Yep, Iowa Western has that explosive offense led by Rasbo as Bevlin brings it up. Ball gets knocked up in the air. Back up across midfield. Staying around that midfield area. Here's Cadester with a cross. knocking it deep into territory. Ball now in the corner for Iowa Western. Can they convert?
Interested to see what they do here. A
There's
lot
a
of the
cross.
times, as you'll see, the ball will stay in one of those corner pockets. It's been a nice trend here.
As they're bringing it down territory, there's a cross off the post.
It's a nice save there by Iowa Western.
Yes. Rasbill coming, taking it, has an opportunity, just can't quite get past that last defender there. Ball bounces up in the air to the corner. There's a cross! Deflected, can't quite get it. Ball coming up across midfield. That's where the Bobcats will be halted. Ball back to the corner. Coming up that high wall, nothing there. As there's a save by Cadester. Almost off the back post, and
Just
TJ Mill put it back in the back of the net for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I think one of the problems here is the Reavers aren't ready for the Bobcats to challenge them in the air when they hit the ball to go for goals. I think that's what's happened here a lot is the Bobcats just challenge right at the point of the ball when it's in the air. The Reavers just don't have an answer for that.
As there's a attempt to get it into the B&S territory. Bryant and Stratton, 3-0 lead here in game number 2. They won the first game. Ball up in the air. Gets past him. Can the Iowa Western convert? They can! Cadester with the score for the Reavers.
Nice goal for Cadester. Really what Iowa Western needs right now. If they wouldn't have scored here, might have been a deal breaker, but they can still stay in it here with a minute 50 and hopefully score 2 more goals to tie it up.
Yeah, Iowa Western is such an explosive offense, just really needs to get kick-started, and that could be it. As they're deep in territory, another opportunity, can't quite get it. Nobody there to convert.
That is a massive missed opportunity there. That could have been a real game changer, scoring twice in about 10 seconds. That would have really shifted the game.
As Bevelin, ball going cross court, nobody there to convert. Rasbill knocks it into the zone, can't quite get it. There's a cross. Ooh, good defensive play there by the Bobcats. Rasbill knocks the ball up towards those walls. And there's a save by Cadester, holding off that Bryant Stratton offense. Goal critical here for Iowa Western if they want to stay in it. 1 minute remaining. As there's a collision. Ball up in the air, going back towards the goal of Bryant Stratton.
Yeah, it was a good demo there. As we see
Another
another
good
one.
Yeah, I was going to say there's another one. Rasbill.
I'd like to see more demos. Obviously, the Reavers aren't cutting it on 3v3, so maybe just the demo for the couple of seconds to make it a mismatch would help a lot.
Right, kind of get that physical game going for Iowa Western. Could be a new strategy that they could try.
Yeah.
As there's a cross down low, there's a goal! Cadester with a second.
Cadester, great goal. He's really shown up this game. Lots of saves, both goals. 26 seconds here. Let's see if Iowa Western can pull something out.
Iowa Western really needs to go all in for this. Try to tie up the game, try to even up the series. Bryant and Stratton, 1 game lead already. 1 goal lead here with 15 seconds left. Going across, just deflected. Cadester with a collision. Ball loose in the corner. Off the post. Good save. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. Can they convert?
Don't let it hit
Ball's
the ground.
in the air.
It's
It's
there.
up. Going cross. Nothing there. Cadester.
saves it.
Oh,
Oh.
just hit the ground.
Very close.
Another close game here as Bryant and Stratton will take a 2-0 lead going into game 3. Welcome back to Rocket League here on the campus of Iowa Western. As we get set to start game 3, Bryant and Stratton has a 3-game lead or 2-game lead over Iowa Western. Both games won in game 2, won 3-2 by the Bobcats. As this ball is staying up in the air and toward the corner, there's a cross. Not quite. Bevlin, no! Good defensive play there by BNS.
Yeah, that was great defense. Like you were saying, it's 2-0, so match point here. I'd like to see the Iowa Western Reavers score early. That's something they haven't done the previous 2 games, which were both close, only lost by 1 goal. So I think scoring early could be the difference between 3-2 and 3-3 with overtime.
Right. Yeah, it's nice seeing Iowa Western really get starting this game off offensively, whereas the last 2 games they've been kind of slacking on the offensive side to start. As there's another shot on goal, can't quite convert.
Yeah, I like this aggressive start so far here offensively. I want them to keep this up. They haven't had to really worry about defense because of how aggressive they've been on offense.
Here's a chance.
Here's a chance.
Balls on the goal line. Can they convert?
It's in.
Oh,
Ooh.
just across the goal, and there's a shot. Good save there by 2 defenders as they get the steal. Bevlin can't quite turn it into points there as they're BNS bringing it down to get stuffed at the top of the goal. Rasbo has an open goal coming down, brings it to the corner for the cross, looking for somebody, nobody there. Shot, still no. Ball back into the corner, coming down the base sideline. Rasbo there to take it over. Here's Bevlin. Bevlin with it now, gets it poked away. Ball remaining up in the air. Rasbo gonna take it.
Only less than 3 minutes here now. I would like to see them score on both of those goal things that they had there. A couple missed opportunities. That could be the difference in this game right here.
Really need to get that offense going. Iowa Western needs. As they'll still keep possession on it. Trying to drive it into enemy territory. They can't quite do so as this ball is knocked around midfield.
Yeah, I like the way they're playing right now. Even if they're not scoring, them being like this on offense and not having to play defense is really good. They're keeping their foot on the gas, even without the points, but it's
There's
still
a
great.
cross. Nothing going. Yeah, you really like seeing this aggressive team, this Iowa Western team coming out here and trying to get that early lead. 2 minutes remaining here in game number 3. No scores. Ball bouncing around close to midfield, just crossing into Bryant and Stratton territory.
Yeah, this could be a game that goes to overtime. Could be a game that with the final score ends 1-0. And if that's how it is, that's how it is, but I'd like to see Iowa Western get that 1 goal.
Right. Especially get a win here too.
Yeah.
If they can. There's a cross. Nobody's really there to convert into the corner. As Cadster can't quite come down with it. Ball remaining in the corner. Going high up off the top. As there's a cross. Ball's being passed back and forth into Iowa Western territory. Good defense there by the Reavers. As this one goes to the corner. 1 minute remaining. Tie ball game. There's a shot. Saved by Iowa Western. Here comes Bevlin.
So I talked about it last game. I'd like to see a demo here for a quick 2v3 because I think the Reavers are in prime position to score. They've been aggressive this game. I think if they get a demo and get the mismatch, I think they'll have it. So I'd like to see that.
Deep in the Iowa Western zone. Can they hold this Bobcat team off for the next 30 seconds? As there's a shot, and it goes in. TJ Mill scored. Puts the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats up 1 here with 30 seconds left in what could be a decisive game.
Yeah, 27 seconds here. The Reavers have been on the verge of scoring a lot this game. I think there's a good chance that they could do it here in 26 seconds.
Got to convert. Got to keep this thing alive. As there's a demo.
That's the demo I've been asking for. Been wanting to see it.
Can they convert on it, though? That's going to be the big question here with 15 seconds left. Ball into Iowa Western territory. Can they get it out and convert? Ball's near midfield. Nope, nothing going there. As this one will end with a 1-0 Bryant and Stratton Game 3 win, and that will do it for the series. They win it 3-0. Thank you for joining me. I'm Aaron Hlavaty, and I'll have an interview coming up with the Iowa Western esports coach. We'll be right back. Yep. Welcome back. I'm Aaron Hlavaty here interviewing the head esports coach of Iowa Western, Ian Allenbaugh. After this tough loss, what's the takeaway from this game?
Well, I mean, this was a really great game. I mean, Bryant, give them all the credit. I mean, they played terrific. They outplayed us. I mean, it was a great game. 3-1 goal losses. I felt like we had a couple of mistakes on our own part. We just were out of position a couple times, and we just had some missed touches, and Bryant took advantage. So, I mean, like I said, credit to those guys. I mean, they're going to do well in our group this year.
Yeah. I noticed that Game 3 had a lot more offensive tone for Iowa Western. What made that strategy change?
Well, I think we've been playing a little bit passive in the early two games, and Captain pointed out, Tucker pointed that out, basically that we were playing a little bit passive and we need to be a little bit more aggressive on it. And, I mean, I just basically told him, I'm like, if we can, I mean, our defense is solid. We just got to not give up those silly goals and give them a chance, basically, to take advantage of it. So they started playing a little bit more aggressive, and I mean, we got a lot of shots on goal. We just had a couple unfortunate touches in that third game that were in net that we just needed to finish. So little things like that we can reevaluate and be ready for next week.
Wait, what other adjustments do you feel like you need to make in order to just pull out a win next time out?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been doing really well. I mean, they're 2-1 on the season, so I mean, their communication's been doing really well. I feel like they're doing okay on their rotations. I think it's just going to be mainly we got to make sure that we're getting those touches whenever we're charging. We got to make sure we're getting the contact, and then we got to finish the goals. Like, you can't have two balls in net and just one tap away from finish. That's one where you do gamble. I mean, you gamble it, give that a pull up the defender, let them finish a shot if that's the case. I mean, we can't have those going out.
Thanks for the interview, Coach. I know it's a tough loss, but wish you nothing but the best of luck moving forward.
Thanks so much, Aaron. Thanks for the coverage.
Yep, thank you. Make sure to follow us on the Iowa Western Twitch page to stay updated on Rocket League, Rainbow Six, and Gunfight. Thanks for joining. Bye.